Kagan, who was one of the producers of Cowspiracy and What the Health, he discovered the whole ideas and consciousness of being vegan by eating out of food not bombs and then volunteering out of food not bombs.
Watch on to find out more.
Today's show will be presented in Indonesian and English with subtitles in Arabic, Aulasis, also known as Vietnamese, Chinese, English, French, German, Indonesian, Korean, Mongolian, Persian, Portuguese, Spanish, and Thai. Salam para pemirsa yang mulia, nama saya Rai Citawati dari Denpasar, ibu kota indah dari Bali, sebuah provinsi di Indonesia. Orang-orang di Bali bangga akan upaya Anda mengangkat dunia kita dengan perbuatan-perbuatan baik. Pada acara hari ini, tokoh kemanusiaan Kate McHenry membawa makanan vegan bagi mereka yang kelaparan, bagian 2 dari 2. Kami sekali lagi merasa terhormat berbagi dengan Anda kisah seorang aktivis sosial vegan Amerika yang mengabdikan dirinya membantu para tunawisma dan orang-orang berpenghasilan rendah dengan memberikan makanan vegan yang lezat gratis. Kate McHenry adalah salah satu pendiri dari Food Not Bombs, suatu gerakan akar rumput global luar biasa yang tumbuh cepat di mana orang biasa bergabung bersama untuk menyediakan makanan nabati bagi mereka yang membutuhkan dan menghindari sisa makanan. Pria ini adalah juga penulis buku Hungry for Peace, sebuah buku yang merinci sejarah dari Food Not Bombs, menyediakan resep vegan dan menjelaskan cara mengorganisir dan menghantarkan makanan vegan bagi yang kurang beruntung.
When Food Not Bombs started, first of all, the 8 of us were vegan, and we were peace activists. That was kind of the main thing that the 8 of us were doing. And then we realized that our friends who were working for peace, that were nonviolent activists, were eating meat. And we're like, we really need to be in alignment with our principles. That if we're for peace and we're for ending suffering, we also have to be vegan, try not to participate in the suffering of animals, and also it would be better for the environment. So that was our first reason to be vegan.
Selama bertahun-tahun, Food Not Bombs telah merupakan penyedia makanan hangat untuk para pekerja, penyelamatan, dan mereka yang selamat dari bencana besar, termasuk peristiwa 11 September di AS, tsunami Samudra Hindia tahun 2004, dan badai Katrina pada tahun 2005, serta banyak lainnya. Tujuan utama dari Food Not Bombs adalah secara konstruktif mengubah masyarakat melalui distribusi makanan nabati dan memajukan ide-ide mulia tersebut sebagai hak semua orang di dalam komunitas agar kebutuhan dasar mereka terpenuhi dan kesucian hewan sesama penghuni bumi kita terjaga.
And so we go out in public, in the streets, with our vegan meals, so that those people that have never been introduced to nonviolence, to peace, to social justice, to animal rights, to just to the idea that you could be vegan will accidentally come by and eat our food and go, oh, what is this? Why does it taste so good? Where's the meat in this food? And then we can go, look at, we're for peace. And we realize if we're for peace, we also have to be for peace, not only of humans, but also of animals and of the earth. And that's why our food is vegan. And this way we can attract more people to our ideas.
Banyak orang telah tersentuh oleh karya baik hati dari Food Not Bombs selama bertahun-tahun. Bapak McHenry memberikan beberapa contoh.
Kagan, who was one of the producers of Cowspiracy and What the Health, he discovered the whole ideas and consciousness of being vegan by eating out of Food Not Bombs and then volunteering out of Food Not Bombs. Green Day, same thing. They depended on Food Not Bombs to survive. They started cooking with Food Not Bombs. It introduced them to being vegan, and it introduced them to a whole world of ideas that became the music that young people listened to on Green Day albums and so on.
Kami sekarang akan berhenti sejenak dan segera kembali dengan lebih banyak lagi kisah-kisah menarik dari Kit McHenry. Tetaplah bersama Supreme Master Television. Jumpa kembali pada acara kami, tokoh kemanusiaan Kit McHenry membawa makanan vegan bagi mereka yang kelaparan, bagian 2 dari 2. Dalam wawancara kami, Bapak McHenry menjelaskan lebih lanjut mengapa menyediakan orang yang kurang beruntung dengan makanan nabati sangat masuk akal.
We had read a book by Francis Moore Lepay called Diet for a Small Planet that was saying that you could feed many more people a plant-based diet than a meat-based diet. And we thought, well, that makes a lot of sense. Instead of raising 50 pounds of grain to get a pound of beef, we could just make the 50 pounds of grain be 50 pounds of protein for people to survive. So we adopted that idea. Then the other idea was we were poor people ourselves. We had no money. So we realized to be safe, to safely feed people, we couldn't possibly be buying dairy and meat where we needed refrigeration and we needed all these resources. And then we knew that it had some role in climate change in 1980, but now it's clear that it is the major contributor to climate change. And climate change is also a major contributor to famine. And it's fortunate that we had that idea at the very beginning, because then it made it possible for other poor people in other cities to start their own Food Not Bombs. Over the course of the 38 years of Food Not Bombs, the transformation around the issue of being vegan is probably the most remarkable aspect of all the things that's happened with Food Not Bombs.
Misi Food Not Bombs untuk mengantarkan makanan nabati bernutrisi ke jalanan dan mengurangi sisa makanan telah menginspirasi banyak remaja untuk bergabung dengan gerakan itu, sehingga menciptakan beberapa dari pemimpin masyarakat masa depan dalam proses.
Food Not Bombs is kind of a do-it-yourself project. And so I've seen many, many young people blossom as a result of the fact that they have decided to volunteer for Food Not Bombs. It becomes their responsibility. They take it on themselves and they go, I'm going to go out and recover this food. I'm going to make it into a vegan meal. I'm going to take it out on the streets and I'm going to feed these people. And there's so many times when I met a young person who, just by doing that once, the first time, it transforms their whole life, because they know in their very being that they have the capacity to actually make a difference. Because even though it was only once and they may have only fed 20 people, they did it all on their own energy, with their own initiative, their own ideas, and they actually made it happen.
Di akhir wawancara kami bersama Bapak McHenry, beliau memberikan pesan khusus kepada Maha Guru Ching Hai yang beliau temui bertahun-tahun lalu di Los Angeles, AS.
I want to thank her and all the people that are associated with her, which her energy was so beautiful when I met her. And she's really put out a light for the animals. It's so beautiful. And you could see why people are so inspired by her message and her energy that they take the message of compassion and animal rights. And her books are just so beautiful. There's beautiful books of full color images of her with birds and these amazing words of like contemplation and inspiration. It's just it's a really beautiful combination.
Bapak McHenry memiliki pesan untuk pemirsa kami yang terhormat juga.
So if you're sitting in a loving hut and you're eating or you're watching this on TV, to know that you're not alone if you're feeling compassion or concern for animals and for the world, and you feel that war is unnecessary and that violence is unnecessary, and that you can really make a difference. And that one of the ways you can make a difference is to volunteer with your local Food Not Bombs group, or to contribute to Food Not Bombs, or you think of your own amazing initiative that might change the world, that supports the ideas of ending animal suffering and working for compassion. Everybody can have a role. Be veg. Go green to save the world.
Kami sangat berterima kasih Bapak Keith McHenry dan tim Food Not Bombs untuk karya inspiratif mereka selama hampir 40 tahun yang memang telah membuat perbedaan positif yang berarti di dunia kita. Atas pelayanan tanpa pamrih pada yang rentan selama bertahun-tahun, Maha Guru Ching Hai menganugerahkan Keith McHenry penghargaan Welas Asih Cemerlang Dunia dan sumbangan simbolis sederhana sebesar $23.000 Amerika Serikat untuk proyek mulia ini, dengan harapan terbaik, kasih, dan syukur dalam rahmat Tuhan.
Supreme Master Ching Hai is deeply grateful to the beloved God for all the financial help, comfort, and support to the afflicted and needy and/or any good cause over the years. As a humble vessel for Here's, neutral term for his/hers, compassion and love towards Here's precious children.
Untuk informasi lebih lanjut mengenai Keith McHenry atau untuk memesan bukunya Hungry for Peace, silahkan kunjungi situs berikut foodnotbombs.net. Terima kasih, pemirsa yang ramah, untuk kebersamaan Anda hari ini dalam program kami. Berikutnya, menyelamatkan dunia bersama, kisah-kisah kasih yang sukses, bagian 3 dari 6, di antara guru dan para murid setelah berita patut disimak. Semoga kita semua selalu bersyukur atas rahmat Tuhan. Thank you, cordial viewers, for your company today on our program. Up next is Shaping the World Together. Success Stories of Love, Part 3 of 6, on Between Master and Disciples, right after noteworthy news. May we all be forever grateful for the grace of the providence. For more details, please visit suprememastertp.com/GPGW.